What does it truly mean to have an AI native infrastructure?
Thinking about AI native, it's not just about layering AI on top of your existing legacy systems. So just to how you are thinking about this, UI is not a new user experience layer. This is a completely new control plane if you think about enterprise infrastructure. So with this control plane, we are moving from just managed infrastructure where self-service portal or APIs into a completely different paradigm, how you can set up your network, how you can create your networking resources. So and that's why we have introduced Fabric Intelligence, so a new control layer. And this control layer allows enterprise customers to manage these components using agentic interfaces, using MCP tools, using autonomous agents. And that's what is Fabric Intelligence about.
A lot of analysts are talking about the need for a control plane in this space. They're also talking about IT leaders being under pressure to adopt AI, whether in the enterprise or with network service providers. And the word is that IT leaders struggle with the complexity and security risks. How does Equinix Fabric Intelligence address the practical challenges of integrating AI workloads into existing enterprise environments?
This is exactly how we are thinking and designing Fabric Intelligence, solving this complexity, but at the same time addressing all those risks that new types of interaction with the network AI brings to the table. So, and again, if we can zoom out and think about current infrastructure, again, as I said, it's not just very complex, but it's very dynamic. So now your workloads can be deployed in Equinix colocation facilities. Your enterprise workloads can be in multiple clouds. So, and it's not just been deployed in different environments. They're moving, they're shifting. So whatever you have consumed from one cloud today might be delivered to you as an enterprise from another cloud tomorrow. So, and add on top of this all these distributed AI workflows and distributed AI scenarios that you're implementing on top of your infrastructure. Fabric Intelligence has two big components. So one is AI for networking, and the second is networking for AI. And when I mentioned before AI for networking, it's how you're simplifying your control plane, how you're simplifying automation on top of your networking. But networking for AI is completely different building block that allows your workloads to integrate more closely with the network. So what it means, wherever data flows, your data flows, policy must also flow. So and that's how we are changing networking with our Fabric Intelligence, when intelligence gateways that are part of our Fabric Intelligence offer are reacting to the change in your workload deployments and adjusting networking policy based on your enterprise requirements.
Let me ask you this. I'm a networking guy. This idea of autonomous networking sounds like the future, but what does it mean for the IT teams today, the network admins, the architects today? And how does a solution like the Fabric Intelligence Suite empower these network architects and engineers rather than replace them?
To answer this question, we are very pragmatic what we are doing with AI and with Fabric Intelligence. And of course, fully autonomous networking is our ultimate goal. So we want to enable enterprises to operate their networks in simplified and completely different way. But the journey is only starts now. So let me be clear about this. So we are very focused what can be achieved today. At the same time, we are looking into this desired state that we might achieve in 3-5 years with all those technologies that are available today. So with starting this journey towards autonomous networking, right now we are focusing on how fabric intelligence will elevate human expertise by removing repetitive manual tasks. So again, it's not about replacement, it's about enhancing what is available today and how you can manage your infrastructure using these new tools. So it's changing how the work gets done. It's not even, again, how we're thinking about this AI enablement. It's not a new way of just automation, what you have done in the last decades, right? So what AI and what is promise of AI and fabric intelligence, you can start implementing completely new workflows, completely new processes that might never be possible before. So, and that's how we are thinking, and freeing engineers, freeing enterprises from low value activities and focusing on architecture, innovation, customer facing initiatives. So that's what we want to enable with fabric intelligence. So, and of course, automation is coming alongside of this new capability. So now using MCP servers or using Equinix agents, you can deploy your infrastructure in minutes instead of hours or days, or using autonomous agents that we are enabling as a part of our Fabric Agent Factory. You can start monitoring and having access to thousands or hundreds of metrics in real time with machine learning processing on the back and react to those events that you see in the network much more quickly than you have done before.
One more consideration is all these new AI workloads are evolving in the enterprise. These enterprises are scaling AI in their multi-cloud strategies. One of the analysts, Omdia, reported 151% compounded growth of data traffic, right? So will the network become the bottleneck? And if so, how is Equinix Fabric moving beyond the connectivity to have a network that evolves with all these new AI workflows?
And this is very, very important observation, because it's not just, again, what we are doing with fabric intelligence, it's not just automation of the network we've been dealing with in decades. The network is changing. And when I'm saying about the network changing, it's not about scale alone. You might consume LLM from one provider today. You might choose a new model tomorrow. You want to inject in your network flow some new guardrails to protect you. You've got new compliance requirements and you need to apply sovereignty. You might need to adjust based on the response time from inferencing provider. So network moves from this pretty static enterprise asset into very active and dynamic environment. So, and what it means that connectivity becomes a part of your enterprise innovations. Getting access, that's again what we are doing with Fabric Intelligence, to your network as a tool called target. So your agent can call Fabric as a destination for some change that agent want to make. So at Equinix, we even have this conversations on when two enterprise agents want to speak privately, they will call third agent, and this is a Fabric super agent, and they will ask that agent to negotiate connectivity between them based on the intent. I want the lowest latency, I want the best quality, I want the cheapest token exchange. So that's what we are enabling with Fabric Intelligence.
Any thoughts for these network administrators, network architects, and the folks that are expecting this evolution of the network with Fabric Intelligence?
I feel we are right now at this turning point in networking. Again, we've been dreaming for so long about truly intent-based networking, when I can just express, here's my source, and I want to connect to this destination, and I want to enforce this policy, these compliance requirements, these service level objectives, and network magically will create connectivity. I'm not saying we will be there tomorrow or even next year, but what AI and what solutions like Fabric Intelligence is enabling, that we can achieve this truly intent-based networking in future. So, and networking becomes programmable and dynamic layer of any enterprise infrastructure. So this becomes, and solutions like Fabric Intelligence become the platform that will deliver this true intent-based networking. So through conversational AI at the global scale. So I believe how enterprises should start thinking about their global WAN, looking into this kind of future and thinking about platforms that will be enabling them to move toward that networking, move to the networking that becomes part of their business and not just API first or SDK or infrastructure as code enabled. Because as you know, Equinix and our full interconnection infrastructure is completely programmable, but that's not enough. So infrastructure should not be just API first. We are joking at Equinix that we are becoming MCP first. And this is through our approach. Whatever we are enabling today as a service on Fabric, almost immediately exposed in MCP. Why? What does it mean? And MCP is Model Context Protocol. It's not just enabling our portal or traditional automation tools to change and consume what is new coming from our network, but it's for agent to consume. So you can use Claude Code, you can use Cursor, you can use GitHub Copilot to tell our network what you want to achieve by connecting this source with that destination. Again, enabling MCP, conversational APIs, having access to our chatbots in Portal, Slack, MS Teams, be able to set up sub-agents that will be monitoring your network or even adjusting capacity automatically following your intent. That's how we are thinking about the future of networking. And that's not future far away from us.